Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to show two teams I've created using Huntmaster Arborius, our latest loopy-doopy Pathfinder troop. Deals damage to an enemy, then creates 3 red gems boosted by dragon allies. So with all the dragon allies, that is going to be a heck of a lot of red. Also, place Hunter's Mark on enemies when doing skull damage is really good, as is reduced damage from skulls by 30%. Two really handy traits. So we'll have him on top to charge him up first, so he gets first dibs on the red, but the rest of the team absolutely works superbly with this. Vine Whip does damage to an enemy and entangles them, but one of the best things about this is its upgrades. It actually entangles the first enemy when you have this upgraded to level 7. What that means is when you cast this on someone, you're typically going to cast this on the second opponent down, which means by casting that, you automatically entangle the first 2 troops. Why is that relevant? Because we're going to go a little bit nuts with Shegra here. Creates 7 red gems and converts all red gems to skulls. You can take a look out for potential 4 matches with that, because providing you have skulls and red in a line matching 4, you are going to create that match, because create 7 red gems doesn't convert any or change any. You can clearly see whether Shegra is going to get that match or not. As well as that, burn a random enemy when matching red gems is going to chip away at their life slowly but surely at the same time. But things get even better, because Rubirath summons a firestorm at the start of battle. That is red, so we're automatically going to get a lot more red right from the start. As well as that, give 2 magic to all red allies when matching red gems. So all those red we're creating from Huntmaster Arborius, that damage is just going to go up and up and up every single match. As well as that, we'll do extra damage from our Vine Whip at the same time. And Rubirath gets increased as well, which means that damage goes absolutely through the roof. And with all those red from the Firestorm, we have an extra chance of getting an extra turn at the same time. So really easy team to use. You can just, this is like a triple threat team in a way. You can use the loopy effect of this to just take people out one at a time, getting that increased damage every single cast, because we also get Dragon's Grace. All allied dragons gain 1 life and magic on 4 or 5 gem matches, which will be happening an awful lot with this. And the other Dragon Guard talents we're interested in are Fireproof, Vanguard. We get Fire Starter anyway, so no real benefit from that one. But Gift of Fire and Banishment, really handy. Dispel all enemies on 4 or 5 gem matches. Very good indeed. And deal triple skull damage to burning enemies won't come into play unless we use our top troop, but hopefully that won't happen. But hey, we get to place Hunter's Mark on enemies when doing skull damage anyway. So still going to be really good. And all red, viable for Guild Wars at the same time. Banner for this, we'll go for a +2 red, +1 green, a -1 blue beastly banner from Weirwoods. Important to get that Huntmaster Arborius up as quick as we can. So triple trouble, Huntmaster, you can do damage with that. You can do the damage with Shegra, creating loads of spells, or we can cast Rubirath, just causing damage to all, and it's going to be absolutely devastating. Let's just jump into a explore. Let's do difficulty 12 and see what happens. Want to get our top troop up absolutely straight away, so we'll be looking for red or green. Nothing there absolutely initially, but we have got this Firestorm, so red gems fall more than the other colours. We have got a little bit of green at the top, which is nice. Right, there's our red match. We'll let them have that. We'll let them have that cheeky punch. Right, so we'll do some damage on the top troop, create loads of red. So choices already. We've already got all our troops up. If you're going to cast Shegra, which you may want to do later on, you're going to want to make sure you entangle those troops. This is where Vine Whip comes in handy. Damage to an enemy, entangles them. Remember, we automatically entangle the top troop when casting this. We throw this on the second opponent down, and there we go. Top 2 troops are entangled. So when we cast Shegra, tons of damage. We can loop further with this now. We'll chuck this on the enemies below them. Remember, all these red matches, we are getting increases in the magic to these spells on these troops. So we're now doing 103 damage to all enemies with Rubirath before that boost. We're now going to 78 on this. The Vine Whip are now doing 77. Don't collect the 4 match unless your Huntmaster Arborius needs it to get charged, but all the while it doesn't, you can just keep on boosting up your magic to whatever you want. We're now doing like, what's that, over 140 damage to all enemies now, so really cool. And with all those red there, you get an extra chance of the extra turn as well. 10% chance boosted by red gems. It's 48% chance of an extra turn right now, but if you want to go mad with skulls, you can, but I wouldn't do it unless you got 4 guaranteed in a row, and there's not many skulls there, so we wouldn't cast that right now. We'll just cast, excuse me, this again. Chuck it on the bottom troop, say. If you get any red in a line, you can do that. You can just cast this at the same time. The boost is plus 28. Obviously, this is slow right now because I'm explaining it as I go along. If you want to go mad with the skulls with sugar, you absolutely can. Skulls absolutely everywhere. When they're not everywhere, you can cast this to help finish people off. And yeah, very, very, very straightforward. So let's do that at a more normal speed now. No Daemon. I'm not interested. I'm happy with what I have. Thank you. Be gone, foul spawn. Bone flail. Right, here we go. Right, so we are up. We'll cast it on them. Get a little bit of a loopy-doopy effect. We've got red everywhere skulls now, so we're not going to miss with skulls anyway, so you can actually cast Shredder right now if you felt like it. The only thing it could fall down on is if, like now, you're going to actually take a skull hit if you take this one or this one, which is why I like to cast Vine Whip first. We can cast that now, chuck it on them, let them have their attempt at hitting us. It didn't do anything because we were protected. Rubirath chipped in with some damage. There's still red there. We'll chuck it on the bottom troop and get the job done. Let's go mad with Shegras. Red skulls everywhere. Very straightforward and easy. And safe. Let's crack on with the last few battles in. I'll show you the other one. The next team I actually prefer even above this one. This is good, but it is viable for Guild Wars. And it's going to be good against those book teams as well. Those book teams that like to generate loads of skulls everywhere, things like that. When you cast that Vine Whip and you get that top troop entangled, and the second one, those book teams are going to be not rendered useless because they'll still be doing scatter damage or something like that, or damage to all first, but yeah, all that conversion to skulls that they like to do, not happening. So we'll do this first, chuck it on the second troop. That means we've got the first top 2 troops entangled. You can go mad with Sugar if you like. Skulls everywhere. Serious damage. If you leave them a skull hit, it's not going to hurt because they're entangled. But when you kill them both, obviously, you have to finish the other ones off. So you can do the same again if you like. There you go. Everybody's safe for now. If you miss the 4 match or anything like that, or leave any skulls behind, it's not going to matter. Let's soften them up. This is going to do loads of damage because we boosted it up. Not quite enough to finish them off. But we'll cast it anyway. That was enough. That was a little bad bit of instant maths. So yeah, viable for Red Day on Guild Wars. Loopy, with skulls, with damage to wall, with entangle. Pretty cool. Alright, so let's get this going again. I mean, you can do it a different way. I mean, if you collect enough red, you can actually go along just hitting one of these maybe one at a time, depends upon your magic level. You're going to soften them up. Remember, your damage is going up every single time because we collect red. And if you hit them a few times, it could bring them into range of your Rubirath. So what's that, 138, 148, 152 damage to all. So not enough to finish them off at the moment. So let's, what we got? Let's do that one. Oh, we got an instant hit on that one, so that one, that might be enough. Oh, the last one survived. Not for long. And that was without bothering with the entangle either. I mean, the entangle from Vine Whip is kind of a reassurance thing when you cast your Shegra. And you can just do this by casting red and then going mad with Rubirath, getting that nice damage boost. Don't want yellow, I'd rather have green, thank you very much, AI. Should have technically got that green one at the bottom instead. Leave more red on the board to give it a chance of looping when I cast my Huntmaster Arborius. So I've gone with the second option now, look. I've gone with the attack with the vines first to make sure we're safe should we choose to cast Shegra, which we will, just for fun. Skulls are fun, we like skulls. Loads of damage. Let's do the Vine Whip trick again. There you go. Hunky dory. Everybody's going to be dead. And they're not going to be happy, but we're not here to make people happy, so I don't care. It's just a face of concern. What am I talking about? I don't know, but they're dead. Right, and let's do the mythic boss battle and move on to the second team. Green is very nice, thank you very much. Bosh him round the bonce. Bosh him round the bonce. Let's go with the Rubirath way of doing this. We've got like 3 or 4 different ways of playing this team. It's quite a lot of fun. And let's loop with them again. So much red from this firestorm and that loopy effect. It almost can't fail. One more on them. One more on the top troop. Rubirath is probably well in range by a mile. Yeah, like 186. So plenty. That will vary upon your magic level, of course. I've got 2 medals of Nysha on for this to increase it, but yeah, very, very straightforward. Right, for the second team, we are going to be shagged to death. Going to use Mang, Huntmaster, Arborius, Shegra, and Sylvanimora. This works in a similar sort of way to my Invincibles team with Chalcedony and Mang. This time we're going to use Huntmaster Arborius with Mang, but rather than use Mang to increase the attack of the team, like with that Chalcedony team where I then used Gargoyle to have increased attack and then do major damage using Gargoyle, we're going to use Shegra to create loads of skulls and then just obliterate the team. Because Mang eliminates all armor from an enemy, then deals magic +1 damage, then you gain attack equal to the armor eliminated. So you cast that on the enemy with the highest armor. This is really effective in delves, and you are going to do absolutely major damage with skull hits. So with all these red we create from this, we do damage at the same time, softening the enemies up. And with Shegra we can go absolutely mental with skulls, which is going to be a lot of fun. To protect ourselves from those skulls, because we may obviously leave some behind if we don't get a 4-match at some point, which is inevitable, we can use Sylvanimora, one of my favourite troops. Used this in various other teams I've shown in the past, mainly for that awesome third trait, entangle the first enemy on 4 or 5 gem matches. Really, really cool. Also explodes a column and deals magic +3 damage to all enemies. So when we get a 4-match, we are going to basically be safe from any skulls from the first troop. So whenever we get a 4-match, we'll entangle the next one. So when we kill the first one, when we get a 4-match, the next one will be entangled again, and so on. You'll see what I mean when we do it. Banner for this, same as the last team. +2 red, +1 green, -1 blue. In fact, the class talents are exactly the same as well. So let's dive in then. Same as before, you can take it any way you want. You can either go with the Mang increased damage on this, you can loop with your Huntmaster Arborius. The choice is up to you, but we've got that 4-match, so we've already got that entangle on the top troop. Really nice. Let's see if we can get our other stuff going. Got our Firestorm going. Red gems fall more than the other ones. Right, let's get our Mang up. So not as instantly fast as the other team, because basically you have to get both things charged up at the same time. You have to get Mang and Huntmaster Arborius up. So we'll chuck that on someone and it's got a lot of armor. They've got the most, but the trouble is they are the one entangled, so I'm going to put it on the one who's got the next most. And we'll pick on someone who we haven't hit yet or isn't burning. Soften them up. Means when we go mad with our skulls, basically we have less work to do. And you're looking for something like this, where there's 4 in a line of skulls with red. Shegra literally cannot miss with this. Doing 240 damage now. Every single skull hit is going to be devastating, and if you get a 4-match, you get to entangle the next opponent absolutely immediately. They'll get that little hit back. We're not worried about that, because we'll chuck that on them. Get that 4-match. They're now entangled again. Shegra's not quite ready to rock and roll just yet, so we'll grab some more red. Throw it on the bottom troop. Shegra's ready. Is Shegra good? Not really. Always a risk when you've not got anything like in a line like I showed before. But when the top troop is entangled, you're kind of safe. You can have a go for it anyway and just see what Shegra comes up with. And yeah, comes up with some devastating, bashy skull stuff, which is what we want. Devastating, bashy skull stuff is good. Right, let's crack on with these last few battles. Do it at more of a normal speed now. Ooh, lots of lovely skull matchy format stuff. Alright, let's get some red going on. You got any green? Got some more red then. Let's chuck that on you, matey boy. Let's chuck that on you. And you. And here comes the terrifying danger stuff for the opposition. They're not happy. Let's do it with Shegra again, because top troop was entangled. And bishy bashy boshy. And everybody's dead, Dave. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time, honestly, when I waffle like this. But hey, maybe slightly mad, but at least I'm having fun. The weird thing about being mad is you probably actually don't know that you are mad. You probably think you're actually completely normal. Trouble is, people that are mad probably haven't got the slightest clue, which is probably what I just said. I'm going to shut up now because it's talking like nonsense. Right, Shegra, do some Shegra stuff. Got our uber duber increased damage. Let's finish them off in a second. Go on, Sheg. Do your Shegra stuff. Wow, that was a little bit unlucky on the forthcoming multiple hit tomfooleries. Never mind. Our revenge will be bad. Third fight. He may be snorting steam out of his nostrils, but it ain't going to matter to me. I'm not scared of snorty nostrils. Apart from if they sneeze. And then you don't want to be anywhere near them. Alright. Let's get this tomfoolery going. Yeah, let's get our increased damage. Chuck it on them. This is where you might have to cast this once or twice. In fact, that silence has done me a favour because it means that my Huntmaster Arborius immediately gets first dibs on the red. So they thought they were being clever with their silence stuff, but no. They're their own worst enemy. That's what they've done. They actually caused themselves a load of grief. Right, let's chuck it on them. Let's go mad with Shegra. 1, 2, 3, dead. So the speed of this team will rely on, obviously, a little bit of luck of the board on how often you get the loop effect with Huntmaster Arborius, how much green or red you start with on the board at the beginning. But always play them in 4 matches, just to make sure you're safe from the evil AI. Getting some cheeky skull matches. Oh, they just conked out rather quickly. Let's take this opportunity then to cast it on the wrong opponent. I should have done that on the bottom one because they had more armour. Hey ho. Mini exercising what not to do at the same time. Any red or green going on in our red storm? No. Come on. Give me my colours. Thank you. Eventually. Alright, let's get Shegra up. And cast Shegra. 4 matches are going to entangle the other troops, keeping us safe. There's like hardly any red there now, but it doesn't matter because we've got a 4 match, which means we get the top troop entangled again. So pretty safe. Not blisteringly mega fast all the time, depends upon your luck of how things drop for you, but yeah, it is a lot of fun going mad with Shegra. Shagging them to death. Oh no, it's hilarious, isn't it? Right, let's do the mythic boss. And we'll call the video a day. And you know what's coming. Video, you're a day. Video. No. Stop it. Stop it. I'm in a funny mood. Alright, let's get some red. Got any green, any red? Some red over here, thank you, Dar. You can actually wait, if there's green or red there, you can cast it again. You can collect green or red if it was there. For your Huntmaster Arborius, it's quicker to get it up. By doing it that way, sounded a bit dodgy, didn't it? It's quicker ways of getting it up. Not going down that road. It's a road of depravity. and potential rudeness. And this is a clean channel. You will not find me putting in any dodgy innuendos at any point. It's like become the world's slowest game. What's going on? Thank you. We finally got some red. Well, maybe I was missing stuff because I was too busy being funny. Not, but I don't know. Anyway, done that, Shegra, come on. Stop messing around. Tangle that top troop. Damage them. Take a manual skull hit if you want. Can't hurt. Well, it can, but it didn't. Anyway, there's the second team. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful or helpful, remotely amusing, anything like that, it'd be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. It really does help, but most of all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.